Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, beautiful ones. We are just now going upon noon central. So, welcome. I'm excited for today. Welcome to December the 6th. This is our first official service of Crystal Clear Church. I am so thankful to be here with you. I'm just thankful to be today, to be here, and to know that we are going to be gathering. So take your time, please, setting yourself up, creating sacred space. Grab a journal if you like that. Grab some water, some tea. Grab what you need to sit comfortably, or if you're going to lie down, just find your spot. And of course, if you have any clear crystal quartz, then please bring that with you as well. So take your time, setting yourself up. And I am, of course, there we go, that's a little brighter, hoping you can hear me and see me. And there is a chat in the Zoom call. So at any time, you can always chat in the box and I can respond to that. Welcome. And let me start officially with a poem from Rumi that perfectly describes the intention of the sacred space that we are creating. So please come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, fugitive. Ours is not a caravan of despair. Ours is a caravan of endless joy. So come yet again. Even if you've broken your vow 1,000 times, come again. So I'd like to officially welcome you, whether you are a wanderer, whether you identify as a worshiper, or perhaps you're a little bit more fugitive. This is a place for all of that. And however you are today, it is welcome. So always, always you come as you are. Whether you're coming today with despair or whether you're coming today with joy, all is welcome. We are here to alchemize. We are here to be with what is first and foremost so that we could alchemize. We are here to come home to ourselves and to the higher self, and of course, ultimately, a higher power or source, however you define that. So continue to set yourself up, please, and grab what you need. And I am now going to ring this bell and officially invite you in. So as we're all setting up, perhaps in your mind's eye, is there a church, a cathedral, a temple? Is there a forest? Is there a sacred place that you feel called to? And so as I ring this bell, could you, in your mind, imagine that you are being called to that temple space? And let it be as beautiful and as holy and as magical as you would like. You are being called in to the temple that is within you. Imagine yourself feeling that pull, whether it's a pull of the divine or a pull of your own heart. Just acknowledging the longing that you have within to connect. So can you now imagine yourself actively walking towards that temple space, taking action to go within? And whether it is an actual temple or whether it's a forest floor, can you now see yourself in your own ideal, warm, and welcome sacred space that is yours. Welcome, everyone. I am so thankful that we are here. And let me just start by saying that this is, of course, the first official service of Crystal Clear Church. And so this is going to change and evolve over time. And I would love to hear from any of you what it is that you are needing, what I could assist with, what subjects excite you and inspire you and assist you the most on your path. So as this evolves, a more set schedule of what we are going to be doing will be laid out. Today's call, because it is the first one, is going to be a little bit more of an introduction, because if I were going to go to a so-called church the first time, I'd want to know what they believe or what they're going to say, or, well, what is the philosophy? This is a hot topic. And you guys, I chose the word church on purpose. So I am here for the ride, for being here on planet Earth, and for doing the work within myself to become the change that I want. And for most of us in this world, there has been strife or struggle or outright violation in the religious or spiritual world. So we all have a wide spectrum of beliefs, and we all have a wide spectrum of experiences. But it seems to be that most humans on the planet, however you identify and believe and all that, that we all share a struggle with spiritual sovereignty. And so that's what this church is about. This is a church of reclamation. So for the record, I, Shay, was raised in a Christian church, an exclusive Christian church, meaning that is the only way, that is the right way, and all else is wrong. For the record, I ain't ever gonna say anything like that. And I give you permission to run away screaming from anyone who tries to put you, a sovereign soul, into any kind of spiritual box. We are here to break down the walls, to bust out of the box. We are here to become sovereign in ourselves, our highest self, and sovereign in how we, you, independently connect to source. By no means, love, do I want you to swallow anything I say. Don't do it. Try it on. Test it out. Become the truth sifter who says, yeah, this is truth for me, thank you. That's BS for me, not gonna absorb that, not gonna swallow that. Is everything I am going to say going to be right for you and resonate with you? I doubt it. I mean, that would be statistically amazing. But can this be a place where we co-create and where we all become more sovereign in ourselves? And where, yes, we discover our own truth. And yes, we stand sovereign in that truth. So if you do not agree with me, it doesn't bother me at all. If anything I say brings you closer to you, check mark, then it's worth it for me. So let's just go ahead and tune in. Am I right about that? Feel free to put it in the chat, or feel free to say it out loud with yourself. I have everyone on mute, so you can talk at the computer if you need to. Do you have what I call a spiritual wound within you somewhere? Perhaps from childhood, perhaps from authority figures, perhaps from the society that we just live in, man. So has there been what I call the ultimate violation? You can be violated and assaulted in many ways, but I consider one of the most damaging to be a spiritual violation. That someone came in and tried to slice your innate connection to source. And that someone came in and defined source for you. Maybe they called it God. Maybe they said it was a man. Maybe they said it looked like this. And they said that you have to believe this. And then they gave you what? Fear. If you don't believe this, there's going to be punishment. There's going to be retribution. There's going to be abandonment. Oh, wait, there might even be burning at the stake. This has been going on for thousands of years. And trauma passes through our DNA. So maybe you haven't experienced spiritual assault or violation in this life, but someone in your lineage sure has. Someone in your DNA experienced that. And so for the majority of us, there is some reckoning that has to happen. There is some reclamation that has to happen so that we can reconnect an innate connection. And that's what I mean by spiritual sovereignty. So I'm going to be presenting different paradigms, possibly different interpretations that you have heard, because I will be bringing up the teachings of Yeshua, of Jesus, also the teachings of his wife, Mary Magdalene. I will be bringing up teachings that are not in any religious tradition from, let's say, the Tao Te Ching, or from Buddhism, or from an epiphany that I have by sitting from a tree, next to a tree. So I consider anything to be source, potential source. So I personally identify as a mystic, which just means that I derive my authority from my own experience. So there is plenty of book knowledge out there. There's plenty of people who can tell you all the lines of the Bible or all the verses or this or that. I care not much for that stuff. For me, what it's about is experiential authority. Because when you have experiential knowledge, it doesn't matter what anyone says. You're like, nope, that's what I experienced. It was visceral. My cells know it's true. So the point of having a self-practice of any kind is so that you can rack up some of that experiential authority. And then that leads to sovereignty. So when others try to bring you down or fight you, or the crazy audacity to tell you that what you believe is wrong, you will have the spiritual sovereignty to say, thanks, but no thanks. I'm good in here. So feeling into that one more time, is there some healing that needs to occur on that connection? Most likely. And then I don't know about you, but we're all together here in 2020. So this year has most likely brought up something in your life. And so I'd also like for us to just right now, before we go any further, to just tune into ourselves, to what is really present right now. Because if you have a destination of where you'd like to be, you have to first know where you are. So in a practice of orienting ourselves, coming home to ourselves, not denying what we're feeling or experiencing, but accepting it, possibly embracing it. So if it feels helpful to place your hand on your heart or your womb space or your navel or your head, anywhere on your body, so that you can be more embodied. Your body will never, ever, ever lie to you. So can you feel into what is present for me right now? Without judgment. Without judgment. It is okay to feel sad. It is okay to feel grief. It is okay to feel disconnected. It is okay to feel anger at God. All the above. Can you take another breath with yourself? Having a moment of non-judgmental self-honesty. What am I bringing today to the temple? And in my humble opinion, that is the greatest offering you could ever give. Can you pull forth Yes, sadness. Yes, doubt. Yes, grief. Yes, anger. Yes, joy. Yes, gratitude. All of it, all of it, all of it. There's nothing dirty. And can you offer that at the altar? Whether it's God or goddess or great spirit, guides, angels, ancestors, how you define it. And in this moment, if it feels right for you to call forth your source, to call forth your ancestors, to call forth your guides and support right now, because they want your offering. So can you call forth that does need to be alchemized, not because it's wrong, but because you want to? And can you offer that at the altar? So wonderful. Let's go ahead and start into all that talking stuff I said I was going to do. Let me tell you a little bit about today's plan. So I am going to talk for not more than 15 minutes is the goal. And then we are going to get down with some crystals. So let me go ahead and talk about that to get you excited. So each of these services, I will be giving you some information, not too much. We've only got an hour. And so I want it to be that you actually feel something during these classes and not me just talking at you. So crystal clear quartz, we are going to use this today, and we're going to use other crystals as we go through the year so that we can connect deeper, so that we can learn to amplify our meditation. So at 12:30, this is Central Time. So in 15 minutes, we are going to meditate together. And I will also, guide you in using the crystal. And we're all in, different homes, we're in different states, different cities during this call, but we can energetically create an actual circle. And we can actually feel each other in this circle. And through that circle of intention and meditation and amplification of crystals, we are going to more easily be able to truly shift ourselves to get what we need to receive, and even more so, to also actually energetically affect the world. I'm sure most of you have heard of some of these studies that they have done of when monks, it's usually monks because they're really good meditators, come together and meditate, literally the crime rates go down because of the power of that meditation. And these experiments have been done all over the world over a few decades. And I don't even have to see the data. I know that is true. So in coming together like this is going to be for ourselves, first and foremost, because you can't help anybody else until you've helped yourself. And then we are also going to create a stronger energetic for affecting this planet. So I'm very excited for that. And whether you are a brand newbie in that, or whether you are a freaking rock star, I would love to have all the above. Every single bit of that amplification helps. Yeah. So, all right. I promised you that today would be just a little bit more of an introduction, because you need to know, right? You're like, I don't know yet, Shay. What are you going to talk about? What is all this? Well, I thought of a heading for today. And that heading is question authority. Kind of timely for 2020 and all that's going on, right? I don't know about you, but when I was a teenager, I went through the whole bumper sticker phase. And so I even had the bumper sticker that said, question authority. You might resonate with that. Some of us in here are a little bit more of the rebel, right? So when I say question authority, what was the first authority that you thought of? The first one, when I said authority, because that's going to tell you a lot about where you reference. So when I said authority, did you immediately go to the government? Authority, did you immediately go to a preacher or a church authority? Authority, did you go to your parents and what they have said and done to you? Or did you immediately feel authority within? So there's lots of different types of authority, but we're going to put them in two different categories: external authority and internal authority. And I speak a whole lot in paradigms. So there is thought, and we're going to be talking and looking at thought, but a paradigm is more like a thought filter. You know how there's the Instagram filter and it will change. You can have a warm filter, you can have a cold filter, you can have a dramatic filter, right? You can have a wrinkle erasing filter. All the filters that do what? They eschew truth. They flavor the truth. They create an entire paradigm, right? The warm filter is so that you have more of a feeling of warmth. Following me here? So if we have a paradigm, which we do, I mean, that's all we've got. Our paradigms are our programming. So if we can recognize what paradigm we are living in and viewing life through in any moment, we can reclaim our sovereignty. So let me take this into some spiritual church terms right here. You've probably heard of the crucifixion. And you've probably heard of the resurrection, most likely, referencing Christ in this moment. So that could be a paradigm. Have you ever been to a church that's all about the crucifixion? It's all about the sin. It's all about the damnation. It's all about how you've effed up, right? It's all about how you ain't worthy. It's all about how you should grovel. That's a paradigm. You could call that a paradigm, like I'm saying, of the crucifixion, crucifying oneself. You could also say that that's a paradigm of sin. You could say that's a paradigm of, self-condemnation. So what would be the opposite? This is a really fun game to play with yourself. So what would be the exact opposite of crucifixion? Well, that's easy. That's resurrection. Have you ever been to a church that's what they spoke? They spoke of hope. They spoke of love. They spoke of forgiveness. They spoke of potential. They spoke of that within you is that same seed of ascension. Now that's a hell of a different experience of a church right there. Same church, same Christ, way different paradigms. So in any moment in your day, in this moment, today, which paradigm have you been living in? Is it a paradigm of attack? Or is it a paradigm of accept? And remember when I said question authority. So there's external authority and there's internal authority. So guess what? That's a whole nother paradigm. Are we living life through the paradigm that the external is the authority, that the external is how I should feel about myself, that the external is my reference point? That is how 95% of humans live, in an external paradigm. The answers are out there. The love is out there. I need to go out there to get it. Someone out there needs to love me, right? Following me? So what's the opposite of the answers are outside, the authority is outside? The opposite would be, nah, it's all inside. The answers are within. The love and connection is within. The authority is within. So in any moment, today, how have you been living? Is it an external reference or an internal reference? I know in my case, I can, flip back and forth. I ain't fully enlightened, let's be real. And I can feel, I don't know about you, but there's only one thought between heaven or hell. So you can feel shame and guilt and sinfulness and really feel those thoughts, or you could feel the thoughts of holiness and worthiness and beauty being within. So I invite you to challenge the authority that you have given anyone about you. No one else on this planet could be an authority over you. No doctor, no psychologist, no preacher, no parent, no partner can live you and know your truth and know your needs for connection. Okay, so question authority. And I'm saying that that authority is within, and I'm sure you've heard that. And I don't know about you, but has it ever kind of pissed you off when someone says, oh, the answers are within, go within? And the reason I'm laughing is in a typical healing journey, when you first start going within, it's not a very pleasant place to visit. Right? Have you ever sat down for meditation? You close your eyes, you get there, and then you're just being attacked by your own mind. Anybody have one of those? An attacking mind. You can finally hear those records of self-abuse that most of us have. So for a lot of us on the path, when we first start going in, that's not safe either. And as a person who has worked in this realm full time for 20 years, I have worked with thousands and thousands of humans. And I have yet to meet one that didn't have a self-abusive program inside them. So when we go within, we got to go through what isn't actually us. So follow me here. You could say like you're a seed, and all kinds of, dirt and soil and shit and manure is all around that. And this is part of why we feel so disconnected and it's so hard to find our true selves, is because when you came into this world as a baby, the way that you felt about yourself has shifted drastically, has it not? When you are around a baby, do they self-hate? Do they feel any kind of shame about even, shitting upon you? No, a baby doesn't have shame. Shame is something that is acquired. So what if the real you, the authentic you, the true you was that unadulterated, pure, innocent soul that's still there? And what if it's just a whole lot of programming, what I'm calling BS, that has occurred to you, your story, what you have been told, you got some even in your DNA from your ancestors. What if all that was on top of you? And this is part of why we feel like we're being buried alive a lot, right? You kind of literally are. So when I say we're going within, it is that we are going in to find our true self. And a lot of us have been told that at our core, we are sinful and we are wrong and we are unworthy. And I'm here to blast that fucking shit out of the water, all right? I probably will curse every single session. So let me tell you, in case you haven't heard the good news, and for right now, you might just have to take my word for it, love. But at your core, you are pure, loving, peaceful joy. That is you. And I know that you might not feel that every moment, but continue to try to show up, because I know you can feel the longing in there. You can feel that soul that speaks to you, or you wouldn't even be here right now if you didn't feel that. So in any moment in your day, when you feel something that is not joyful or loving or peaceful, that's a wonderful moment to pause and to question authority. Am I giving that thought that I just believed authority? Am I giving that thought that just crossed my mind? I don't know about you, but I have thoughts like, I am unworthy. Mine sound like I'm a piece of shit. That's a common one in my mind. Really, really bad, destructive programs. And when they go across the mind, and especially if they've been in there a long, long time, they'll be almost silent. You won't even notice that you're saying them to yourself, but you will notice how you feel. So in any moment, if you don't feel loving and joyful and peaceful, perhaps question the authority of the thought you are thinking. You are only ever subject to the thought you're holding in mind. You change the thought, you're going to have a different feeling. You're going to have a different experience. You have a thought, then you're going to have a feeling and an emotion. Then you're going to take some action from that thought. And there goes the rest of your life. Your life, your behavior, everything you build can be traced all the way back to a thought that you believed. So yes, please question all the authorities out there. I like that. Question the government, question your parents, question the preacher, question all of it. But most importantly, question, what thought have I put on the altar of my own precious mind? Feel free to reclaim that altar. It is yours. It always has been. And I am so sorry that anyone ever tried to take that from you. We are here to reclaim. It's yours. Okay, loves. So, what paradigm are we in? Let me mention one more thing because I feel like this is relevant to those that are wanting to know if this is the right place for them to come. So I'm going to bring up the word patriarchy. And I want to say that because I'm going to be mentioning patriarchy henceforth. And I want to be clear in how I define patriarchy. For me, patriarchy has nothing to do with your genitalia. So you can take the genitalia off the table. For me, patriarchy is a paradigm. And it means that it is a paradigm of domination. Yes, it is normally a paradigm that the male gender dominates the female. That is an application of patriarchy. But if you take it further, if you zoom out, patriarchy is a belief system that we have to dominate. It's also a belief system in scarcity. So a patriarchal paradigm is a lot of the United States mottos, right? Kill or be killed, you know, all of the, a lot of our fuel source is coming from this domination paradigm. So also looking at that within ourselves. And so I am going to be talking about spirituality. I will be talking about Jesus, woo, all of it, but not from a patriarchal viewpoint. I do not believe that God is only male. If you do, that is fine. You do not have to agree with me. But I, as Sovereign Shay, believe that is hilarious, that it would only be one gender. By the way, if it was going to be a gender, it'd be female. The planet is female. She supports us. But my personal belief is that the opposite of patriarchy isn't matriarchy, right? We're not wanting, all right, so just if the males are in charge, wait, now the females are in charge. That's not what matriarchy is. The opposite of patriarchy is sovereignty. And sovereignty is the only place that then we can have divine union. We need a marriage between divine masculine and divine feminine. Again, has nothing to do with genitalia. Every single one of us has masculine and feminine energies within us. You could also call it the mind and the heart. You could call it yin and yang, right? All traditions talk about this. So in this church, in this sacred space, I will be a proponent of a sacred union. And I will not be doing any of this teaching from a patriarchal point of view. If you do feel that from me, please call me out, because I also am trying to rid that from me. I am a person who has had a lot of those self-abusive records and shame about my body, shame to even speak like this into the world, right? That's patriarchy within me. I personally have memories of being burned at the stake. So that's patriarchy within me. So I too have been part of the problem. I honestly believe that patriarchy is being held up predominantly by women, not men. And that's because we women have the intuition and we have the ability to shift this. And those men, those beautiful men, some of which are on this call right now, that are also cleansing themselves of patriarchy. You inspire me and you support us women tremendously. So thank you for that. So this will be a place of talking about divine union between the two. With all that said, please feel free to reach out and let me know, and I will be exploring and expanding upon all of this. So just as we end my little talk here, where within you are you still giving credence and credit to patriarchy? Where within you could that be alchemized? We'll be doing that. All right. Let us shift gears, you guys. Let us shift into not just talking, but in being. All right. Because it is the beingness that is the strongest force on this planet. We truly become. Remember, I said that joy and that peace and that love. So if we can quiet our mind is not us. That talking is not you. So if we can quiet the mind, there's a chance that we can connect to ourselves. And it is in that silence, that delicious stillness, that's where source is. So we're going to be using clear crystal quartz, which is one of the most abundant minerals on this planet, one of the most powerful. It has the ability to be programmed. It can store unbelievable amounts of information. This is used in tons of our technology and watches and phones and computers and all of that. It has the ability to amplify and magnify. So clear crystal quartz, let's say if we are holding it, we can actually program it with our intentions. It also, however, very easily absorbs energy. And if you have some quartz that you have never cleansed before, there's a chance that it is holding energies from lots of stuff. That's what this does. It absorbs. It's like the empath of the crystals. So if you have some crystal with you, by the way, you ain't never got to have crystals. So don't worry about that. If this doesn't resonate with you, you still get the benefits of the crystal without having any. So if you do have some, I would like to offer some sage right now to assist in cleansing. So we're going to set up ourselves for meditation. So if you need to shift yourself, if you would like to light a candle, and if that helps create more sacred space with yourself, and then go ahead and grab your crystal if you have it. And if it's not crystal quartz, you could also have a different crystal. You could have a picture of a loved one. If you have any kind of talisman of any kind, so anything that you would like to use, go ahead and hold that right now. And I am asking that the spirit of the sage and the spirit in this fire cleanse our tools, these gifts, these crystals, these assisters in our life, that they be cleansed of anything that is not helpful, and that also our own crystalline body, anything that is in our mind, our body, our heart, our soul, our home, anything that does not serve our highest purpose, may it now leave effortlessly, painlessly. So feel free to have your crystal in front of you now. And this sage, the intention I just offered, and just as you see me, this is also you, and this is also your crystal. And feel free to ask that your tool and that your ultimate temple yourself be just a channel and to open up and to be receptive. So feel free now to refresh your posture and to get comfortable or perhaps lie down. And holding your crystal or your picture, you could have it in front of you, you could have it in your lap, you could hold it in your hands. So just take a comfortable position that would work for you. And if it feels right, if it feels safe for you to close your eyes, please do so. And just calling in all the parts of you, your mind, your body, your heart, your soul, all of your guides, your angels, your ancestors. May we be here now. With your eyes closed and your face relaxed, you can feel your awareness now go within. And sometimes going within can be uncomfortable, and that's okay. So it's okay to have resistance if you do. And feel free to actually ask. Ask your mind and body to settle and be still. Remind yourself that you are safe in this moment. It is safe to look within. It is safe to ask. It is safe to feel. Creating sacred space means just allowing. So no matter what comes up for you, whether it's resistance or shame, anger, extreme fatigue, debilitating sadness, overwhelming joy, grief, love, they're all in there, and all are welcome. Could you welcome yourself even more in this moment? Even the shame, anything, everything. And if you're struggling to accept, to embrace, and to soften, can you ask support from your crystal ally to help you, from your own ancestors to help you? Help me soften so that I can become willing to love myself. Help me soften. Help me soften. And the more that you truly sit lovingly with yourself, you will be able to feel some of the heart wounds that you may have. If you are feeling any wounds right now, could you feel them more? Remember that altar space at the temple, your own temple. Could you offer to that altar your wounds? Claim them, say them, state them. Likewise, if your offerings are joy and gratitude, offer those. Anything that comes up in you is an offering. And now that we have settled, can you feel in your mind's eye, in your heart, maybe even feel in your body that there is another loving soul right now beside you, to the right of you and to the left of you? You are sitting in a circle of souls who seek love. Can you feel the circle that you are within right now? If it feels right for you to imagine holding hands, or just notice the connection, like an energetic thread through all of us, creating a circle of connection. Can you visualize the circle that we are in, connected, coming together? And now can you also see the circle around our circle? Each of us has ancestors right now that are also circling. Our guides are standing behind us. Our angels are here in this moment. Can you feel the support of our connection? We are thousands of miles apart physically, but energetically, we are in the exact same place. And now feel into this circle of connection. Recognize it is sacred, it is powerful. And I'd like for each of us now to do one of two things for this circle, for this community. You can state it out loud. You can just say it in your mind. But if you have a request for something that you need, could you energetically ask? Please ask. Please ask for support if you need it. Say, universe, guides, angels, ancestors, everyone in this circle, I am needing this. Can you ask? What do you need? What do you need to receive? And for anyone in this circle, guides, angels, ancestors, great spirit, God, goddess, feel free to also offer your joy. For those that have ample joy today, can you spill it into this circle? Anyone that is in need of joy or love or peace, can you open right now? Because we are pouring it in. If you have love to give, can you give it now? Can you offer this circle joy? And remember that both are holy. Your requests are just as holy as your gifts. If you are in great need at this moment, please enter the center of our circle. You are loved. You are held. You are worthy. We love you. And if you were standing in the center receiving, would you now come back into the circle? And can you fully feel the embrace of hands and hearts? And can you claim your own worthiness, your sovereignty? You are an essential, integral part of this circle. You are needed. You are holy. And now can you plant that intention into your crystal? I am holy. I am holy. I now release any thought that questions my holiness. I now release any programming or any belief that was given to me that challenges my worthiness. I am holy. This is your new program. This is truth. Continue to plant that intention in your crystal and in your body. Feel free to see the faces smiling at you, angels, ancestors, nodding. Yes, yes, you are holy. Stand up, get off your knees, claim it. You are holy. I would now like to offer to the circle a song of such words. I am holy. I did not write this. It is not mine. It was taught to me under the light of the full moon when I was in Egypt. So if you'd like to feel that full moon light shining upon you right now, and to really feel these words. Holy, holy I am. Holy, holy I am. Holy, holy I am. Holy, holy I am. River, carry my song through the veil and beyond, weaving a crown of stars for Our Lady Hathor. Holy, holy I am. Holy, holy I am. Holy, holy I am. Holy, holy I am. The most powerful words that you could ever say are I am. Feel free to place the word holy behind those words, because you are. And feel free to question any thought that challenges that truth. And take your time, fully coming back to this present moment. Thank you for going within. Thank you for the moments of self-honesty and self-reflection. Thank you for any judgment that you released. Thank you for any softening that you allowed. Thank you for coming into our holy circle and for offering both your needs and your love and your joy. So let me leave you again with these words of come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, fugitive. Ours is not a caravan of despair. Ours is a caravan of endless joy. So come, come yet again. Even if you've broken your vow 1,000 times, I've broken mine many more than that. You're invited to come, come again. This is a holy place of non-judgment where you can settle into the truth of who and what you really are. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I am open to feedback and suggestions and requests. We will be meeting at noon next Sunday. And just so you know, I will be starting to bring up a little bit of astrology, especially when it's really powerful. Next Sunday is right before a new moon. And you guys, it is crazy from here into the winter solstice. Actually, it's crazy beyond that. So I will be bringing up a little bit of the astrology. So next Sunday would be a fantastic time. We'll be in the dark moon where we really go into the womb space of potential and of planting what it is we want in 2020 and who and what we need to become for 2020. So feel free to also bring, we'll be using clear crystal quartz forever, but all of December, But next Sunday, if you happen to have any moonstone, this is my moon cabinet. So if you have black moonstone or any moonstone, feel free to bring that because that will be even more powerful. We'll be using that too. I love you guys immensely, even if I don't know you. And thank you very, very much. Sending immense love to each of you. Enjoy.